yes, you'd come on and play this game 5 questions with us, which I am very excited about, and we'll play that in a few moments. But like I said, we'd like to introduce you to those who may never found you on Twitch or other places before. Give us an idea of what your stream about, especially in the sense of inclusivity.
Well, so glad to be answering this for the first time.
The very first time.
When I was younger, I actually struggled a lot to make friends because I was kind of a little bit weird. So I ended up being like really isolated for a large portion of my childhood. And now in my streams, I have the opportunity to create the community that I always wanted to have when I was younger. So a really accepting, inclusive space for people to be themselves, but also where they can ask like serious questions for things they might not understand too well. I have a lot of marginalized identities, and I'm always down to explain to people some of the more niche perspectives that they might not be familiar with.
And you've described yourself, if you go to your website, which we will link in the chat, this is the bio. As you mentioned, a queer, chronically ill, black writer, narrative designer, and variety streamer on Twitch. And I think that we are going to talk specifically about some of the games that you are working on as we speak. Give us a look into what some of those are, 2 games that are on the horizon, and what we should know about those.
Well, one of those games is already out, and it's a game that I made almost entirely by myself called To Be With You. That game is essentially a horror visual novel. It is about an hour long, and it explores essentially unhealthy relationships. It is semi-autobiographical, so I've been through abusive relationships in my past, and I wanted to make a game that would hopefully show people what it's like to be in an abusive relationship and give them the signs to look out for so that they can avoid it themselves. And the other game is Onsen Master, which is a lot more family friendly. It's like Overcooked meets a Ghibli movie. And so that game is supposed to be out sometime this year.
And you specifically focus on narratives. That's a big part of the work that you do.
Yeah, as a narrative designer, I am all about I think games have the potential to create experiences that people can really easily learn from. I think it's like the main medium where people can like firsthand experience feelings without actually having to live through the situations in question, and that's what I'm all about.
Well, like I said, we're excited that you're here and that you've agreed to join us. These are the kind of interviews that we would talk to you about some of the more real things, but we want to play 5 questions, which is a little more nonsensical, and we're going to do that now. So we certainly appreciate being here with us on Gaming Morning Show. Let's play 5 questions with Cara Hillstock right now on Gaming Morning Show. All right. So first question, I'm going to read this one, and I hope y'all in the rundown see the cues, because I'm going to have you ask some questions today. Let's start off with this. First question for Cara is about K-pop. It's one of the biggest industries in all of music today. So we need the definitive answer. In all of K-pop music, which is definitively the best of all the generations?
The third the third wave, the third generation of K-pop. It's girls' generation, okay?
Well, who's your favorite K-pop artist or group?
Girls' generation. They're icons, they're legends, we stand.
You heard it here first.
So as you mentioned, one of your games is Onsen Master, and it takes place across the fantasy island of Izajima. So the TV show Fantasy Island debuted on ABC in 1977, plus or minus 1 season. How many seasons were there of the show?
Well, if it's called Fantasy Island, then I'm going to assume that there were people who were watching just because the scenery was pretty. So I'll go with 8 seasons.
Nice. It was 7, so plus or minus, you got it correct. Woo!
Let's go. Mike,
I
you
feel
got
like
our
I shouldn't have
sound.
gotten that right.
Do you have our sound effects today?
Ding.
All right, question number 3 for Cara. This one is about your website. As I mentioned, if you go to cheratomo.com, part of your description includes chronically ill. What's been one item upgrade that has changed your life?
this chair has like actively changed my life. I used to be towards the end of streams, I used to be like in extreme amounts of pain, so I would get really grumpy and like be unable to focus on the game while I was streaming. And with this chair, I can stream for basically twice as long without getting any pain at all. I love it.
That's so awesome, and it gives us an opportunity to follow up and ask about, you know, some of the items that could help those suffering chronic injuries or chronic illness. But you talked about this chair being kind of more like a luxury item. Is affordability an issue in that regard?
Very much so. It takes a lot of money to be chronically ill because unfortunately a lot of the items that are deemed as like luxury fun things to have are things that make the world much more accessible for people with chronic illnesses. So even things as simple as like an adjustable bed frame for people who struggle to sit up or who spend most of their time in bed is going to run you around $2,000. So it can be very expensive.
We do have someone in chat, digital.games, asking, what chair is it?
This is the Herman Miller Embody chair.
Recommended from Cara on Gaming Morning Show. All right, Mike, take us away to question number 4.
Of the categories that we sent you, Cara, you said history is your strongest area of knowledge. So, during what decade did the twist become the big dance craze that it is?
Oh, God. Oh, no. Well, I have no idea about dance crazes, so I'm just gonna say the 1930s.
Ooh, so close.
No?
So
It
close.
was the 1960s.
Wow,
1960s.
I was just a little off.
You're in the right area.
If you had gone like 1950, I'd been like 60s. All right. Well, you're doing good. Wallstormer, by the way, for what it's worth, who was our first ever guest on 5 Questions, has said you already got one more right than Josh did. I think Josh ended up getting 1 out of 5, or did we give him credit for more? I can't remember.
I think we walked him into 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're dominating in that respect. And question number 5 this morning, language. How many official languages does South Africa have, according to the sources that I found?
Whoa.
Uh-oh. No.
What'd you do?
No. What did you do? What did you do, Mike?
Oh, no.
Can anything more fit the day than the way that this thing is going? Oh no, we lost Cara. Digital.games, you squished Cara. All right, there we go. All right, here we go. We oh no, now it's changing that scene. We're doing great. Everything is fine. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. We did it. We found you. Let's play 5 Questions with Cara Hillstock. Gaming Morning Show. This is so much fun. Oh no, someone said we murdered you? No, she's still right here. Look, everything is fine.
It's okay, I came back.
Cara,
I came back and I did not Google the question in the meantime.
Yes, absolutely not, because that would be shameful. Never once in the 5 Questions history on Gaming Morning Show. How many official languages does South Africa have?
I'm gonna say I know that there's a lot of languages in South Africa, but I also know that they don't have a history of being very inclusive. So I'm gonna go with 2.
It's close to 2.
No.
Bump it up more toward like 10 more than that.
Okay, well.
Let's
Well,
say it rhymes.
I can't believe
I think she said 12. I heard her say
I can't
12.
believe
Yeah.
you might not have heard it,
In
but
this
right
year.
before she got disconnected, I heard her go 11.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
11
yeah,
or 12.
yeah.
Because
Or 12.
honestly,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually said 10 plus 2.
that's
Yeah,
exactly
that's
what
what
I
I-
heard.
But
Yeah, 'cause
Ryan's a bad listener. It's okay.
I will be honest with you. Our research department here is not huge, so it is either 11 or 12 in the Googling that we were able to do. Oh my
fair.
gosh. Dr. Chick has already said in our chat we should have bought some It Was Pretty Okay equipment because of the tech issues. issues. Oh my gosh, Cara, thank you so much for being here, because that was about as fun as I could have had to end the show this morning. But seriously, too, I love watching your streams. One of my favorite. I mean, it's just a full-blown aesthetic, but the round camera is absolutely awesome that you have in the corner. The frame that Cara uses. The stream is a place where you can go to learn about really neat games, see some of the great work that you're doing, and of course, it is a very inclusive environment. So be sure to check Cheratomo on Twitch. And also, Nintendo Nerds was in here and already said that was excited to see you too. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on Gaming Morning Show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
All right, we'll have you back for sure as well. All right, there you go. That's how we do it. Gaming Morning Show's 5 questions